What's up, everybody? Welcome to Moneyline Media. Hope you guys are having a thrilling Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Oh, before we get started, there's big news in the side of my life. Are you ready, Deirdre? Something incredible has happened.
Is actually pregnant again?
Deirdre, don't make me come to New Jersey right now and kill you.
I thought Ashley might be pregnant.
No.
I don't know the way you were leading up to that. I was like, oh, number 2, Irish twins.
Nope. But Scottish. Reporting news from Scotland. I, James Gardino, will now be referred to on this show as Lord James Gardino of Scotland.
I hope that your other co-hosts call you that, because I am not calling you Lord.
So, from now on, I will be referred to as Lord Betts. I purchased land the other night in Scotland, and I am now a Lord of Scotland. Oh.
Jesus Christ. I'm not calling you Lord.
So once a week, I am going to be coming on to this show in like one of those capes and a hat.
Okay.
Like a king's hat.
Gotcha.
Lord Betts is in the house.
Lord Betts is in the house.
Lord Betts.
All right. Well.
Well, when we go to Canada, on my passport, it will say Lord James Gardino.
I refuse to call you that. I'm not calling you Lord.
Don't make me have you arrested for treason now.
Yeah, if I ever go to Scotland, I'll be real worried about that. All right, look. Okay, congratulations on purchasing land in Scotland. I don't know how you know about that, but okay. Congrats. Good news. But, you did build that up a little bit more than what it was.
Deirdre, you know how important it is to be a lord? Now,
but how low on the totem pole are you? Are you like?
Oh, I got 10 square feet of land in Scotland. So.
Okay, so you're like, not quite there.
Well, I'll ask you this: how many NFL football players do you know?
I can tell you I know of many, but I know very few.
Well, we've interviewed a few of them.
We've interviewed a few, yes.
So you could say you know a few.
I know a few. A lot of CFL guys.
Right. Yes. And so how many NFL guys or professional football players have you spoken to?
Probably at least 15 to 20 of them.
In the past 8 months?
Yes.
How many lords have you spoken to?
Well, I don't know because I don't know how many people own land in Scotland. Like, people don't typically, I know that these people are professional football players because that's the reason why I have them on the show.
Yes, good point.
I'm a pointer-outer. All right, next up. All right, so we will be recapping, Lord, if you don't mind me starting. We will be recapping all of the games from this wild card weekend, which
thus has permission.
That's from get out of here. Oh, you're gonna be so annoying with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like when Ashley asked me to take out the garbage yesterday, I was like, "Are you asking a lord to do the work of a peasant?"
Does that mean that she becomes like?
When we get married, she would become a lady. Yes.
The way you said that.
You will now be a lady. Yeah. So it's weird though because I don't understand how when she asked me to take the garbage out and I said, "Do you expect a lord to do the work of a peasant?" And I don't understand how a lord ends up sleeping on a couch, but
happened. I mean, you definitely deserve that.
I guess even the stature of a lord still ends up sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, well, I mean, fiance comes first. Well, daughter comes first.
She is not a lady yet, therefore she has no.
Not yet.
She has no voice.
Yeah, but she's not right on the doorsteps of it.
I wonder what that makes Gianna. I gotta look into that. I'll research that right now.
Yeah, with your.
Well, when I get, I think in 10 days I get my official proclamation, like my, I have a certificate. So then.
So ridiculous.
It's gonna go right behind me on the wall.
So ridiculous. All right, Lord. Wild card weekend, it was absolutely crazy. There were 7 teams as opposed to 16. Well, sorry, 7 teams from each conference. Altogether, 14 teams. No, that's not right. I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 teams and then 1 gets a bye.
Right. Okay. Perfect. So
I know. It tricked me too.
It's great. But yeah, crazy. I love it. I hope they keep with this method of going on.
Hell yeah.
It's fun. A lot of things.
Extend the playoffs even more. My Giants will have a chance in 5 years.
Well, I mean, like if you look at it, the NBA playoffs, like more than half the teams make it.
Yeah.
But
what hockey did last year. Listen. People want to watch the playoffs.
Yeah.
People don't want to watch regular season games.
No.
We do.
Well, I think it's different for football than it is for like
way different.
Than basketball,
hockey,
baseball,
baseball, basketball.
But baseball especially, like the shortened season, I think helped baseball because there's just too many freaking games. Too many freaking games. You know what I mean? But yeah. All right. So yes, playoffs. It's big. Colts versus Bills. Bills barely beat the Colts, even though it wasn't as close as it seems. The 27.
Oh no, it was close as hell.
At the end it was, but for majority of the game it was not close. Yeah. Colts Bills. Phillip Rivers 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. I think it is. I think it is. Yeah. I think it is. And a great career. I know that
deal, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Listen, he had a great career.
Hats off to Philly Rivers.
Hats off to Philly Rivers. I think it's tough for him because he's between a rock and a hard place. Eli obviously has 2 of the best Super Bowls ever have, beating the Goliath.
Yep.
And Ben Roethlisberger had an amazing career too.
Can Rivers afford to retire?
With the 80 kids?
Well, 9 kids, man.
I know he did accept he accepted a head coaching head coaching high school job after he's done. So
okay.
He'll be a great coach. I think he's seen so many players come in and out.
Speaking of which, of coaches, Milton Williams, by the way, put him up on my future coach.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very much so.
After a hopeful NFL career, he's going to be on my coach watch.
For sure. We have his teammate on tonight. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes.
But yeah, Phillip Rivers, I think is going to be a great coach. 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. That guy Michael Pittman Jr. is going to be a stud.
I was just about to talk about him. He's something else.
They're a quarterback away, and I'll give it to Phil Rivers, but obviously he's not there. They're a quarterback away from really making it. A couple of players.
Jack Doyle had a great game, by the way.
Jack Doyle's great. He's great.
Now listen, I don't want to choke this up too much. I think every tight end in the NFL that has played the Bills this year has had a great game.
Which, then brings you to they're playing.
Yeah.
Who I forgot. They're playing the Ravens, who have a very good tight end.
Mark Andrews, yes.
Yeah, so that's something to think of.
I fear for the Bills this weekend.
I do too, because as much as I love Josh Allen, I was pissed when the Jets didn't draft him. I want that to be on record. I did. I loved him. I was okay with the Sam Darnold pick, but I really thought Josh Allen was going to be a star. Mm-hmm. He is a star. 324 yards. Obviously, they've built a great system around him, but he does make some stupid plays towards the end of games. He's not clutch. I don't consider him clutch.
About Josh Allen?
Josh Allen. Look at last year versus to the Texans, and he's improved vastly in this year. But I don't think he's clutch yet. I think he's going to be clutch, but I don't think he's clutch yet. So that game does make me worried too. Indianapolis though had a great season for I think a team that we didn't know if they were going to have a good season. They got a bunch of great players.
They have a lot of questions, Mark. You had Jonathan Taylor coming into his rookie season. You had Michael Pittman coming into his rookie season.
Right.
So you didn't know what you were going to get out of T.Y. Hilton.
You didn't. You didn't know what you were going to get out of Phillip Rivers. You have a young defense, very young defense.
Exactly. Are the Colts players for Deshaun Watson?
I'm sorry?
Are the Colts going to be players for Deshaun Watson?
I don't know if they have enough cap. So here's my thing.
Really?
Well, because I don't.
Well, because they got a lot of money tied up on the line, on the offensive line and the defensive line.
And in the quarterback position, too. Like, Jacoby Brissett is making a lot of money.
Yeah, but isn't he off contract this year?
Is he? I'm not 100% sure.
I think so. We'll have to look into that.
But, definitely tied up money. Also, their draft pick is just not as good. Like, Miami and the Jets are the two players that I see because of their draft capital. I mean, the Jets have 4 first-round draft picks.
True.
In the 2 next years.
What are you going to do what the Nets are going to do and trade away all 4 picks?
I think for Deshaun Watson, to Houston too.
It's all of a sudden now you're like, oh, get the quarterback, then get everybody else.
Well, yeah, but I think because what he can do.
That's true.
I mean, he led the league in passing yards.
So are you officially out on Sam Darnold?
If we don't get Deshaun Watson, I'm not necessarily out on him.
Okay.
I think it depends on also who we get as a coach. So
that's a big key.
That is a big
key. By the way, I have not liked any of the people they've interviewed.
Really? You don't like Eric Bieniemy, the guy from?
Okay. So
you don't like Robert Saleh?
Have they interviewed him?
Yeah.
They interviewed him yet?
Yes, they were in his second interview today.
Okay, those are the only 2. If they don't get either of those 2, I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but it's also tough. There's a lot of head coaching jobs, and obviously there's like Jaguars. Thank God Urban Meyer went there.
Breaking news: the Jaguars have just hired Urban Meyer.
Yeah, as I saw that. Urban Meyer.
Fields is going to.
I don't know about that, but I mean that's a big key for the Jets to get those 2 guys.
Jets gonna get Lawrence?
No, I'm not even saying Lawrence because I feel like the Jaguars had a little bit of a better chance of getting a coach. Like the coach would choose the Jaguars. They have a lot of cap space, and that they're going to get that first pick. And that first pick to second pick this year is a big difference.
If the Jets don't take Trevor Lawrence.
If he's available?
Yeah.
If we don't trade for Deshaun Watson.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's
100%.
But yeah, I mean, I think.
Could you imagine if Trevor Lawrence got stuck in Houston?
Listen, I love Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's a great player. People say he's good, not great. I think
my only issue is with
trading away 4 picks.
It's not the issue with Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
It's my only issue is that we've seen Deshaun Watson outspoken recently. And not even really outspoken, but
it's never been. But it's not him, really.
No. Exactly.
It's outside reports.
Listen, it's not his fault because this is what a lot of people are speculating. They're saying like, why does Deshaun Watson think that he's automatically entitled to have any say in head coaching positions or general managers? But when you're the owner and you say, "I'm going to ask you for your advice and for your help," and then not ask you, then that's making me look like an idiot. So.
No, you're right. You're right.
The issue is this: if he's gonna be, and I'm not saying he will be, if he's gonna be one of these people that like is gonna have problems with front offices, which, like I said, this is not his fault.
I don't think he will, though.
But it's because the Houston's front office is dysfunctional. I don't know how much better the Jets or Jacksonville would help him with that because these are the most dysfunctional.
Well, I think also you got to take out Jacksonville's not getting him, and the Texans aren't going to trade him to their rival in the same division with the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to happen. The Jets have a shot. And obviously Miami has great.
Why wouldn't they trade him to Jacksonville?
Same division.
I think because Jacksonville is going to be
same division. You're not going to trade within your division.
That's true.
You're just not.
Yeah.
When it comes to that caliber player.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
But the Colts.
I think the Jets are going to end up with either Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence. You heard it here first.
One can hope.
I don't know about Deshaun Watson. I'm more confident in Trevor Lawrence right now.
Colts had a good season this year. Like I said, they're one player away. Their defense is great. Buffalo is just on a roll that they're really playing well.
What player?
I think they're very young. I think I'm going to say with quarterback, definitely quarterback.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily that Phillip Rivers did bad. I just think for the future, like they have a young line, and obviously the tackle position, because Anthony Casanova just retired, so that's and he's great, one of the better ones in the league. Great career. So you have to think about, they got to get an offensive tackle to protect this young quarterback, because we all have a feeling that they're going to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying
Carson. Can we turn the attention to the Bills here for a second?
Yes.
Stephon Diggs.
Redemption. What is he? He's our most improved. He's up for most improved. Moneyline Media, most improved.
The more I watch Stephon Diggs, the more I know he was never the problem.
No.
He was.
But I think it's obvious. But again, I don't think Kirk Cousins was the problem either. I think it was just like a communication.
Cousins is not the problem.
I think it was just a communication issue.
That could be.
I think that's what it was. All right.
Hats off Stephon Diggs, great game. Josh Allen, kudos. Josh Allen, you're becoming one of the best in the league.
He is. Big guy too. Take a hit.
Need a fucking running back.
I like their two-headed monster.
They suck.
Okay. Well, all right.
Dude, hold on. We're gonna turn this attention. Look at this. Listen, they're a throw-first team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, are they throwing because they don't want to run it with this?
No, I think
three carries. Josh Allen had more carries than both running backs combined. And
listen, I got you.
He had one more carry, but he had 12 more yards.
It is insane, but I mean that's their method. I don't know. They're
against somebody. Listen, I can't complain about Ezekiel Elliott until next year.
I know. So you're done with that.
Find somebody.
All right, next up, Rams versus Seahawks. Rams upset the Seahawks with that, finger down and player down, and it was a crazy game.
Well, here's where the problem started for the Seahawks. And I'll tell you this. Did you know DK Metcalf, hold on to your hat, led the league in plays of 25 or more?
I'm not surprised.
But he didn't have one since week 10.
Yeah.
So
but also, I think that we could Russell Wilson was sacked 5 times.
Now, are you surprised that Brian Schottenheimer got the foot to the bill?
No.
Offensive coordinator?
No.
First off, Brian Schottenheimer is terrible.
You know what the problem is? They spent all this money. They've spent all this money on their defense, which obviously, a rookie running back took them for a ride.
Yeah.
And that's all you really had to be worried about, because Jared Goff was not playing, obviously, to the best of his ability. John Wolford, give him credit, guy. Hope that he's doing better.
Yeah,
that was an ugly hit to take.
It's always the plays where that looked like nothing happened.
Right.
That are the worst.
But I am not one to defend Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams went right up to him afterwards to make sure he was okay.
It was not a dirty play.
It wasn't meant. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was it targeting? I thought so. I don't think he meant to do it on. I don't think he meant to do it on purpose.
No.
But yeah.
Listen, they're in a 100-mile-an-hour.
Also, another thing that I have to say about Seattle, and I think it's just these young wide receivers, and we'll get into that when we talk about the Steelers. DK Metcalf can't be going up and yelling at Russell Wilson. That just can't happen. Russell Wilson's had a bad game. But Russell Wilson's, I would say, fringe Hall of Famer at this point, right? Fringe.
On the cusp.
On the cusp, right?
On the cusp.
Has had a great career.
Well, most likely.
Most likely, if he continues the way he's going.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bad game. He had a bad game. A terrible offensive line. He always has had one. You know what I mean? He's always had a bad offensive line. And when you have a rough offensive line, you got to come back. You got to do a little screen. It's tough, you know?
Yep.
And
Russell wants the 50-yard ball.
Right. But, you know, that's the problem. And I think you can't be going up DK Metcalf. And I think it's a lot of these young wide receivers.
Yes.
A lot of success in the league, and it goes to their head. They can talk to Russell Wilson like that. That's crazy to me. He's made
That's when Russell needs to say, listen, do you want me to throw you the ball?
Yeah, I mean, 5 sacks, 32 for 32 yards. That's a lot.
Listen,
as opposed to Jared Goff, who
I like DK.
Right? I like him too.
I loved Odell Beckham, but guess what? When you have a problem with your franchise quarterback, you're gonna get moved.
Right. By the way, Tyler Lockett.
And I don't think they have a problem because, like, you know.
No. I think it's
later on in the game, they were up with each other talking, you know, face to face.
It's the heat of the moment. But the Rams were beat up, man. I mean, what? Aaron Donald didn't play for like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they still played well. Their defense is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So the Seahawks offense is just like, what the hell happened to you guys? They have the same piece that they had 8 weeks ago.
People are getting it, though.
The book was out.
Book is out.
Especially when you're playing the Rams, you know, this is the third time this season.
Right.
There's a split 1-1. The better team.
Yeah. And they worked hard. Sean McVeigh, for a guy that we crapped on for being a bad coach when they lost to the Jets.
Yes.
Freaking killed it. He did such a great job. He does such a great job with that team.
Well, listen, we all know that we're going to lose that game. It was a worked out contract between him and Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go,
I agree. But, no, Rams, it's hard not to root for the Rams in that matchup. I mean, it's just hard. I don't think the Rams win this week. I don't know. It depends. It depends on how Cam Akers goes.
Well, here's how I know they're not going to. Because I know the Packers are going to the Super Bowl at this point.
I know. You might have to get that too.
Yeah, I know that's why I'm saying I'm going to sweat this one out to the last second.
You are. All right, next up, our last game from Saturday. The Buccaneers beat Washington.
Big Bucks.
As Washington found their quarterback of their future.
No.
You don't think so? All right. I like the kid, but I agree with you.
Listen,
I like the kid.
Washington's going to get, a top 20 pick this year?
Top 22, wouldn't it be? 23? Top 23 pick?
Is it 23?
No, we have 23. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
You have 23. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it may be. I think Mac Jones is a possible candidate to go.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I think Jones is going to fall back enough in the draft, but I think if you're Washington or one of those teams that were playoff ready, not quarterback ready, you got to strike on Mac Jones. Listen, Mac Jones is not one of these fancy college quarterbacks that moves around in the pocket. He's a dime thrower. He's NFL ready.
The rumor with Washington is that Cam will be going there.
That's a terrible move. Washington.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's
first off, Ron Rivera doesn't like Cam.
I thought he did. I don't know. I'm not, Tom Brady, though, 300. I think they did. Tom Brady, 381 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Tom versus time strikes again. Tom wins.
Tom versus time, yeah. Leonard, hey, give it up for Leonard Fournette, too. Yes, 19 carries, 93 yards.
Leonard Fournette is what, 39, 45, 55, 60 years old, something like that?
Leonard Fournette is like 24, but okay. 26.
No way. Probably 24. He's been in the league like 40 years.
No, Leonard Fournette's like definitely in his 20s.
He started with the Jaguars.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Dude,
Not that long.
He's not 24 years old.
Well, he's not 24, but he's in his 20s. He's 25.
Really?
Yeah. He's your
freshman year?
Yeah. He's turning 26. He's
Oh,
turning 26.
wait a minute. I'm not thinking of Leonard Fournette. I'm not thinking of him on the video game cover. Who's the Jacksonville Jaguars running back a few years back?
You're thinking of Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yes, that's.
Well, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, Leonard Fournette's young. Yeah, Leonard Fournette had a big one. Mike Evans had a big game.
Mm-hmm.
He's throwing the ball well. It's their defense actually scares me a little bit. They do have a good defense.
Who?
Tampa.
Okay, yep.
But they've been scaring me in the recent.
Hey, don't let it scare you. Hammer the over on Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
By the way, shut your phone off. Well, don't shut it off, but in case I need you. But
on Sunday?
On Sunday night, just put your phone down and just enjoy the last time that we'll see Tom Brady or Drew Brees on an NFL field.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling. Sorry,
I think they're both out.
I think Tom comes back for another year.
I don't think so. I think after he wins the Super Bowl this year, he's packing it up.
We'll see. Washington's got a great young team, man, and I love Logan Thomas. I think he's a very good tight end.
Why are you getting rid of Alex Smith so quickly?
What?
You said who? Are they going to go get another quarterback?
I mean, no offense to Alex Smith. What he's come back from has been out of control, incredible. I could not imagine going through what he went through. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, huge props to him.
Yeah, huge props like that, and playing the way.
No, like when people were saying, I think you mentioned it on the show, and I've had other people talk to me about it, and they were like he was told he was gonna die, and I thought like everybody not joking, but like saying like, oh, that's it for you, your NFL career is over. So like death being compared to it. I didn't know he was told like you're gonna die.
Yeah, he had like a terrible. He had like a terrible infection.
Yeah. Well, I saw the pictures of it,
and that's incredible. Like it is incredible. But unfortunately, I just don't think that he's gonna go back to how he kind of was.
Been a comeback player of the year that also won MVP in any sport.
I don't know if I know Adrian Peterson and like Peyton Manning at one point were both up for MVP and both up for comeback player, but one got one and one got the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
I believe so anyway. All right. Next up, our first Sunday game, Ravens stomp all over the Titans, like what I did there. Lamar Jackson.
I'm not mad.
Okay. 179 yards, passing 136 yards, rushing. Derrick Henry really struggled.
He did.
And that's how the Titans lose when Derrick Henry struggles. Give it up for the Ravens though. Their front line did an amazing job.
Very, very difficult to beat a team 3 times in the same season.
Oh yeah.
Which is why I'm all over the Buccaneers.
Wait, but
Titans beat the Ravens twice this year.
No, they beat them once. They didn't play them twice.
They didn't play twice?
This is the second time they're playing. Because you only play the people in your division twice.
That's true. Good point.
So, but still, even that point, it's tough to beat them more than one. It's tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
But by the way, you see how much Tannehill struggles when Derrick Henry struggles, because then his guys are in.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 83 yards. Marquise Brown, for all the crap people have been talking about him this year, 7 receptions, 109 yards was really Lamar Jackson's guy when he put it in the air.
Why are people talking crap about him?
Well, I think he had a little bit of a slump this year.
I don't even think he's relevant.
What?
I don't even think he's relevant.
I think he's
going to have
relevant.
more than 5 weeks consistency in the NFL to
be relevant. He did, but he did last year. He was.
Yeah, but he was a rookie.
But that's what I'm saying. He had a little bit of a sophomore slump this year, which people
listen. We'll see. Because just like Justin Jefferson, we'll have to see next year. And I think Justin Jefferson is legit though.
He is, but we also have to remember he has Adam Thielen to kind of take when you have, and it's the same with DK Metcalf. Not so much. I mean, A.J. Brown, maybe Corey Davis, I guess, but not as much so. When you have someone that the other team also has to worry about, like the other team also has to worry about with Seattle, Tyler Lockett, and who was I saying with Justin Jefferson? They got to worry about Adam Thielen. So it's they have those other. Unfortunately, the Ravens don't really. I mean, you have to worry about Mark Andrews, but typically, it's just different. But Marquise Brown, great game for him. Ravens, I think, could beat the Bills in this coming week. I think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the stomping?
I'm not mad.
You're not mad? Okay.
I'm not mad, and here's why. Because I know everybody's gonna say, "Well, you were mad about Juju. You just."
Well, we gotta talk about that. You don't hate the Steelers.
Here's why I'm not mad. If you want to stomp on my logo, you better beat me first.
Right. Right.
It's not. Listen, there's a big difference between a stomp,
right,
and me going out there with a whole film crew.
You're not
and
wrong.
Recording me doing a TikTok dance pregame.
You're not wrong. I agree with you. I think it's a little much, but I mean they did it to them first. But they won. They won. They got that win. Titans are kind of in cap space hell now too, so that should be interesting, especially with the Colts coming up. Jaguars obviously are going to be coming up this year. Texans, I have no idea where they're going.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Who takes over for Urban Meyer?
Where?
On the college football show.
Maybe Pat McAfee. I'm gonna bet no on that. The odds are probably like plus $1 million.
Wait a second, I think my odds went down from plus $1 million to at least like plus 40,000 when I got my Lord status ship.
No, definitely not. Maybe Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's pretty electric.
Please, no.
I like Pat McAfee.
Oh, no.
I like him.
See, no. Pat McAfee can only do serious radio. That's it.
Okay. I mean, there's tons of other guys.
He's like us because he can say ass and get away with it on Sirius XM.
Yeah. I mean,
on college football game day.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I got what you're saying. But yeah, no.
I don't think he would want that job. I really don't. Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow already does the ESPN one, doesn't he?
He would leave that crap. It's garbage.
I don't know.
And then college football game day is ESPN.
No, but doesn't Urban works for the Fox one?
Oh, that's right. He does work for Fox. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot he's a band jumper.
Yeah. Are you surprised? I mean, that's what he's made his career off of. Oh, there's a little scandal here. Let me hop off to the next place. Come on, he's a hopper. I'm glad that they just didn't get him.
Colin Cowherd would be.
He's a hopper. Oh,
Colin Cowherd?
No.
He works for
I thought you were thinking of. I was thinking of someone else.
I would love Colin Cowherd, but he does like his Sunday show.
He wouldn't be able to do that either.
I hope they don't put like somebody that just recently got fired from ESPN, like a Dan Le Batard.
I don't know. They might put like some type of I don't know.
How about Nick Saban?
Nick Saban's not giving up.
Maybe Nick Saban says, "Hey, I'm done."
I would.
What else are you gonna do?
No. I'm saying like if I was him.
Yeah.
If I was any of these, if you're telling me, oh, you get a job in media or you get a job coaching, I'm picking the media every day.
Hell yeah.
Because the coaches, you can't do anything right.
Right.
Like we never, All right, next up, we got the Bears versus the Saints. I think the biggest storyline from this game was that it was on Nickelodeon.
So there was a escape route for this. The game was also being held on CBS.
Right.
As we know, Viacom does own CBS and Nickelodeon.
Right.
So thank God for that because, oh my Lord, have mercy.
The Nickelodeon one looked fun though. Like if you're a kid, you're like 5, 6 years old. Also,
right.
But like, no offense to the Bears, and obviously no offense to the Saints. For me and you talked about it. Could you put 2 more boring teams to put on Nickelodeon? Like if you're gonna start. If you want to do this Nickelodeon, you want to get kids into football and stuff, why wouldn't you put Juju, who kids kind of know about a little bit?
That's true. Or
Yeah, like we're just like exciting teams to put on. Like nobody,
Yeah, right. Because you got old man Breeze out there, and these kids
and
never
then
even heard of Drew Brees.
right, but also like Saints very good, very consistent. But what do we mean when we say consistent? Boring.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah, absolutely. There was and Mitch Trubisky, who is
I
he is
mean,
starting, he's not starting, he is starting, he's not.
21-9.
Yeah.
That's such a boring game.
Right. Right.
You know,
They should have put like the college football championship on Nickelodeon,
yes, a college football
where the
championship.
game is 40-35.
Right. Maybe put like a Kyler Murray game on.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's exciting to watch. And that's no discredit to Drew Brees. He's consistent and
No.
obviously one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Right.
But
We appreciate the 20 years in the NFL.
we appreciate that game. But they're a boring team. Like they're not someone that you're gonna watch and be like, I need to wake up. Like you could fall asleep watching a Saints game. You know?
True that.
But yeah, Bears lose. I don't think anyone's surprised. I think everyone's kind of surprised. I didn't think they would. I thought that they would definitely cover the spread. They didn't.
Mm.
Allen Robinson's probably gone. I think they're done with Trubisky.
Yeah, I agree. It's the Bears might be entering some kind of a rebuild, which I don't like.
No, I don't like it either.
I don't think they're that far because I love Montgomery.
Love Montgomery.
I love the tight end.
Kmet.
Who?
Kmet.
Cole Kmet, yeah. I like him. I like Robinson, but he's gonna walk.
I like Mooney. Is it Mooney?
Mooney, I love. Mooney, I
like him a lot. Like him a lot.
Mooney
Cordell Patterson.
Cordell
Patterson is someone fun to watch too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean they're going to be in a rebuild, unfortunately. They didn't get rid of Matt Nagy, which me and you both thought they should have done. Chuck Pagano's gone.
Yes, Pagano is retiring.
But it's so then we got a good game with the Saints and the Bucks. That's exciting. I can't imagine the Saints beating the Bucks 3 times.
No.
So they are a consistent team, but it should be a good matchup.
Me and Zach were talking about this. Isn't it hard to believe that we never got a Breeze Brady Super Bowl?
I know. It's a little disappointing, right?
It is. This is honestly this is probably the last game we're gonna watch this year.
But who was the if we look at it, who was the best quarterback that Brady went up against in the Super Bowl?
The legend killer.
Well, you're obviously gonna see Eli, but if you look at it, he didn't really go.
Best
quarterback. No offense to the NFC, but the AFC for the majority of the 2000s and the 10s just had the better quarterbacks.
It's a good question.
I mean, I think it might be Eli because and then maybe second Donovan McNabb. Because at his time Donovan McNabb was fire.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He was great. I mean, I guess you could say Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan has the stats. He did win MVP, but he never. I don't know if he ever went against a for sure Hall of Famer. I know you're gonna say Eli is, but
if Eli's not in the Hall of Fame, I will boycott.
I agree that he should be in the Hall of Fame, but there is discussion of him maybe not.
Which is ridiculous. Everybody else with 2 Super Bowl rings is in the Hall of Fame.
Which I understand, but also and not. I agree that Eli should be in there, but Eli is also he has a losing record.
He's also Iron Man, Deirdre. He never missed a game.
I agree with you. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm also just putting the other Tom Brady.
Maybe Eli has a winning record if he decides to take off all those games.
But I'm saying, Tom Brady, we never got to see Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning, the greats versus each other. We never got to see, and I know your policy, Eli's better than Ben. I don't know if we could.
Better than who?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that's a little bit biased, and we're not going to get into an argument about that.
How is that biased?
But we never saw, Brady versus him. You said never saw Brady versus Breeze. Never saw Brady versus Rodgers. Never saw Brady versus Favre.
Good measure.
But I'm just.
Aaron Rodgers can't get to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Just got a text from my future sister-in-law. Baby stuff. But anyway. Never mind. Long story. But we never saw him versus those like electric quarterbacks that we thought we could. We saw him versus Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb, I love, one of my favorite players growing up. We saw him versus Eli. Great player. But I think when you look at like other elite quarterbacks that there were in the league, and I think you could say Brett Favre was elite. You're gonna hate me. Aaron Rodgers is elite.
Some days.
Okay. Peyton Manning, you're not gonna disagree with me here, is elite. Drew Brees is elite, and you never saw him versus those people. He really never played a good quarterback. Wow, that's just another dent that we could put on his resume.
I don't care if Mitch Trubisky. No. Let's go against this. I don't care if it was Nathan Peterman going against Tom Brady. The guy's got 6 damn Super Bowls.
No, I'm not. Okay, I will discredit him, but I'm not discrediting him for that. I'm just saying he's never played. He's played him, but with that being said, he's played incredible defenses. Like, that Rams defense was good. That Eagles defense, like, he's played very good defenses. So that's not taking anything away from him. But yeah, it is a pity. But we're getting the next best thing because we never got to see Brees versus Brady in the playoffs, and here we go.
Right.
I mean, I wish it was when they were like, at their prime, but still, what a way to go out. Speaking of guys that are not at their prime anymore, that brings us to the main event, and I think that's the best way to put it. The Browns, with their coach out, tons of guys out, starting cornerback out, they beat the Steelers, and they put up 48 points on the best defense, second best defense in the league.
Yeah, that's it. Have a good night and stay safe, stay well, and stay hydrated.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. No,
Browns killed it. The Steelers suck, period, point blank. They disappointed me. They disappointed me last week. They disappointed me this week. They disappointed me 3 weeks prior. They disappointed me this whole season besides the first 10 weeks.
Hey, you're two teams. Hold on, I gotta say this. James and me, if you look back at, I believe it was Pick'em, probably.
Oh, here we go.
I allowed James to pick 2 teams. I only had 1. James picked 2 teams that
they're both out.
Both out in the first week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Ben Roethlisberger. Can we give Ben Roethlisberger a little bit of credit? Yes, he had 4 interceptions, but he did try to come back and win that game with 501 yards. What'd you say? I mean, he had to. I get it, but
He threw the ball 68 times, dude.
Whatever, man. We gotta give him his great career.
Igor.
But we gotta. Okay. As always, James and I are rooting for different teams.
That's what makes the show.
But something after the game that hit people. Also, we gotta talk about Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's talking about how it's a revenge game for him versus Kansas City. Like, buddy, the reason you got Kansas City dropped you was because of something you did. It wasn't something that they did. So, like, revenge game is a little, but that's besides the point. Chase Claypool obviously made a comment that they're going to get clapped next week.
Mm-hmm.
I blame your boy, Mike Tomlinson. Let them get away with it because they were winning.
Who the hell is Mike Tomlinson?
It's Tomlinson, isn't it?
No, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, sorry. Whatever, I fucked up his name.
I think it's LaDainian here. LT.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But your boy Mike Tomlin, he fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got young quarterbacks, and I gotta give Kevin Stefanski credit because that was Baker.
Yeah.
That was something that Baker would do, and Baker has become such a good and responsible player. Like he didn't play, like, obviously his numbers were good but not great, but he maintained. He didn't have 1 interception. That's incredible. That's very good for a guy like him who is a little,
Baker has but look, listen. I'll give you this. The one thing Baker has done is played football in chaos with no leadership, no head coach.
Nope.
Until this season, and with no surprise, Baker has had a full year now under Stefanski.
Right.
And They're gelling well. And to no surprise here, Baker Mayfield has really flopped around that touchdown to interception ratio.
He really has. He really give lots of credit to him. He got married this year. I don't know if that played a part in it. Sometimes
He's also the face of progressive. I have to see his face every 3 seconds on an NFL game.
Give it to him though. Like people would shit on him about that. I would much rather them be doing that than the stuff that Juju and Chase Claypool do.
I agree.
I
agree.
And they're making cheap. But yeah, it was a poor sports thing by Chase Claypool. Mike Tomlin's got to talk about.
First of all, what does it matter?
Yeah, I know. You guys lost.
Clapped.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
But they get the chance to get clapped.
Yeah.
You don't. You're at home watching them.
You know what? Especially after people shit on them. We're like, oh wow, you beat our second string team. Congratulations. Like, You know what I mean? Like, okay. And then they come and they beat your first string team. And they don't just beat them.
So your second string team is better than your first string.
Right? Like, they didn't look like that. And by the way, a lot of their players were out. Like their offensive line was killed. And again, credit Baker Mayfield, obviously Chubb and Hunt too. They were like with like their third string offensive lineman. Like a guy who was literally they picked off the street. And they were able to produce. So again, I obviously have in our little bet, I have our guy. I have not our guy. I have the Chiefs, but honestly, I would love to see. I would love to see the Browns win.
I would too, but Andy Reid off of a bye week is like 501.
And I also want to say something. The Chiefs, I don't think the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and them, all those guys really get hated on. And because they do it the right way. Like, Patrick Mahomes is super, super humble. And he's the best. I think he's going to be the greatest of all time. Okay.
They'll go down.
We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Listen, you're what, 4, 3?
It's technically 4, but he sat out the year behind Alex Smith.
So it's third full season in the NFL. Give me 7 more before we even start talking about the greatest of the decade.
I think he will. But all right, that's it for our recap. We will be back shortly with an awesome interview. Woo! All right.
That's it from Deirdre and Lord James.
Okay.
Have a wonderful Thursday. Stay safe. Stay well. Stay hydrated.
From the Lord.
From the Lord.